too. So when I asked my friend Nabil about giving a presentation or a webinar, speaking in a webinar through Educast, I thought about a subject matter that would be very interesting to my own profession as a translator and interpreter, and also to teachers of EFL, translation, interpreting, English as a second language, whatever. So I thought about technology because it all rules us nowadays concerning ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, modern technology, technological needs, and the new requirements, and also the equipment that we need to boost our own profession. So when I decided to do this, I focused mainly on using or boosting our technological means in teaching. But first, let's talk about the agenda that we're going to discuss today. We're going to start with the technological block that a teacher can suffer from, or the challenges that may face him on in the road or on the path to teaching English or translation or interpreting. So, what stops you from being a tech savvy teacher? If you are a tech dummy teacher, you're going to be a tech savvy teacher if you're going to fulfill or to satisfy these requirements very well. So after that, we're going to move to talking about technology for teachers using Google Translate, using ChatGPT, and we're going to talk about Google a lot today because it's infamous, especially here in the Middle East and in particular Egypt, because I'm teaching translation and interpretation in the university, and we see a lot of professors and teachers who always say do not use Google Translate. But is this true? Is this right? We don't know. Today or tonight, we're going to know what happens in Google Translate. Moving towards artificial intelligence apps, and they have some um, suggestions concerning applications, whether on your mobile phones or your desktop or your PC, it doesn't matter. So you need to roll up your sleeves. It's already happening because you have these applications for free, and most of them are for free. To be honest, but a lot of these are very useful. Finally, we're going to talk about some teaching packages through the use of technologies. So you need to forget or flush the conventional way of teaching those subject matters and get ready for the new way of teaching. So let's first talk about some technological problems, or what stops you from being a tech savvy teacher, whether teaching English, translation, interpretation, it doesn't matter. So number one, you may lack some technological awareness. So you do not have the minimum technological requirements. You only have a computer, a mobile phone, and that's it. So you do not have the enough technological means. And I'm not talking about uh, paying so much money on technology, purchasing or buying applications, expensive applications. I'm not talking about this, but I'm talking about how to use technology in your teaching process. This is very important. So there's a big difference between using technology and paying for technology. You can see that they both can get in the same way, but we really need to do this together and understand how to use technology, but in an affordable way. Um, Sometimes we use only conventional teaching methodologies. You can also resort to conventional teaching methodologies in your classrooms, teaching English, translation, and interpretation. And from my spot, from my place here, when I work in a university, I see myself in the beginning of my work, like 10 years ago, I used to give a passage that is written in Arabic. I give it to the student. He translated it into English, and then he gets back to me with the translation, and then I give him the feedback. This is the conventional way of teaching translation. But in interpreting, it's way different because conventionally we use to bring some videos from YouTube or from other resources. So I download the videos, I show it to the students. They translate it consecutively, simultaneously, doesn't matter, according to the subject that we are teaching, and I give them the feedback. This is the conventional way of teaching translation and interpretation, but you can see it can be It can be good in some circumstances, but with the emergence of artificial intelligence and new technologies, I think we're wasting our time with the conventional and old way of teaching these special um, subject matter, especially with the emergence of ChatGPT, with a lot of applications, Interpify, Applio, and Kudo, and everything. So we have a lot of applications to use in order to boost your ability to teach and to interpret, translate in the same time. Um, Finally, we can also flush the old way of the paper-based teaching. And again, speaking from this, speaking from my spot as a teacher of interpretation, we use a lot of paper books. And every single semester, in the beginning of the semester, I'm asked to provide a book that's full of translation texts or even information about interpreting and interpreting skills, and it's distributed among students. They pay for them, and throughout the semester they keep memorizing, they keep reading and summarizing these books, and they have the exam or the graduation project. And after that, they can, okay, they don't sell them, they can just throw them away. So this is the old conventional way of using a lot of paper, using a lot of ink in order to teach and also to learn about English and translation and interpretation. So this is the main problem that we have here in teaching these subject matters, specialized linguistics and applied linguistics. So is it all about money? Is it because technology is expensive? Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Some applications are very expensive. You can see a lot of them online. You can easily download them, but in order to get all the features of such applications, you need to pay money. So not all teachers are capable to afford this. Okay, so is it money a little surprise? Yeah, it's pretty important. So you need to pay some money in order to get the full features of some applications. Number two, is it your mentality as a teacher of interpretation or translation? So you need to change the way you think about your own semester, your own subject matter. So you are assigned by the university, by the school, by any institution to teach a subject matter. You need to know that you have to integrate technology into this, because this is going to make it much easier to you, to the students, to the educational process itself. So integrating technology is very important, and it's not only important, it's pivotal to the educational process. So it's all about your mentality again, in order to make it much easier to you and for the interest of your students. Is it about locale? Yeah, I totally believe this, because a comfortable workspace is a must in order to showcase how capable you are to master your own class. So if you have a lot of noise background, if you have a lot of if you have a mainly uncomfortable workspace, you will not be able to provide interpretation, because it mainly depends on how to listen, how to speak, positive listening, negative listening, speaking all the time consecutively, simultaneously. So your locale is also a main factor that affects positively and negatively affecting the process itself. And finally, is it how to teach? Is it how to teach translation and interpretation? Because the Egyptian or the Arab library and teaching translation and interpretation as very weak, especially in translation and interpretation, because we have a lot of books concerning teaching English as a foreign language or as a second language, but we do not have a lot of resources on how to teach interpretation and translation in the first place. So imagine yourself trying to teach something like that without resources. So technology is a must again in order to develop your skills, because you do not have the essentials of teaching these subject matters. And we have here a quotation by Helias Jacobs, who says, teachers need to integrate technology seamlessly into the curriculum instead of viewing it as an add-on, an afterthought, or an event, which is very important, because we all talk about technology as an addition, as an asset to the education process, but It's not like that. It's not anymore like that. We need to deal with technology as a core in itself. So it's very important to flush the ideas of adding and integrating technology to our educational process or to the material itself, because um, a lot of people think that technology can use technology and downloading, uploading some material on Moodle or on some platforms, but this is not enough to a teacher to teach certain applied linguistics subject matters. So this is the idea that I believe in. You need to integrate technology, but not only as an event or as an add-on, but as a core to your subject matter. Okay, let's move to another point here, which is very important. How to use technology in teaching, translating, and I'm here to defend the Google Translate, because it's it's pretty infamous here, especially here in Egypt. Because I reiterate this, we have a lot of professors, teachers, and instructors who say never, never, never use or never depend on Google Translate, and they have a lot of my students here. They may be watching me right now, and I never tell them to translate or to depend on Google Translate, because I tell them, yeah, you can depend on Google Translate, but you need to put your own human touch or your own human footprint on this. You need to review and proofread after Google, because by the end of the day, it's a mechanized, it's a machine translation. So it's pretty good, but you need to proofread to provide your translation with a human touch. But is it infamous? Is it infamous anymore? Yeah, it was. I can say it was. So you can put some texts on Google Translate, whether from Arabic into English and from English into Arabic, and I have another idea on this that I'm going to discuss a bit later. But I have an example here. If we got a text, and I believe we have a lot of Egyptian audience here, so we have a text here that's written mainly. This is an original text written by a native person in Arabic. He's from Saudi Arabia. So this is the main text. This is the text put on Google Translate. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines put on Google Translate. We have like 5 sentences, 5 long sentences, and a lot of phrases. So let's try to put this text on Google Translate, and let's compare between your own human translation and the mechanized or the machine translation that we're going to showcase how a machine can translate this. So when I did this, when I tried with Google Translate, I tried my own translation in the beginning. So I compared between my translation and the Google translation. This is a Googleized text. This is the machine translation of the the previous text, and we have certain colors here that mainly showcase how a machine translation can be, not talking perfect, but it can be very good. It can be reliable. So when we compare between this English text and the Arabic, we can say الحديث هنا عن فن. So the application itself, or the service add the pronoun we are talking here, because it's not mentioned there in Arabic. But if you're going to provide a human translation, you are supposed to add this. So I believe this is a very good or a very smart act by Google in order to move the structure of the sentence itself forward, in order to provide you with a much better and a more understandable process. So adding this pronoun in the beginning of the sentence is very nice. And if you're going to provide a human translation, this is the only way that you're going to start the sentence with. However, we can see the red spots here, the colors or the words that are in red. You can see that they are totally mistaken. So we are talking about, let's read the text together. We are talking here about an art that enables its owner. So let's talk let's discuss this in Arabic. In Arabic, it says الحديث هنا عن فن يمكن صاحبه. So it literally translated صاحبه to its owner, but in English, it's not about ownership. It's not about position. It's not about owning something. So you can see this is a way literal translation. So this is a big mistake by Google. Again, so you can see here to them. I'm not talking only to them, but you can see the difference in the pronoun. So it said here it's owner, so it's singular. To them, it's plural. So what happened here is a big mistake in grammar. However, so you can see in Arabic we have two periods here, but in English it added the same two periods because it couldn't find a better way, and it couldn't find the better way to move your own structure, to move your own punctuation into the right way. So it's not all about your human translation or the mechanized translation. You need to proofread this because the machine will not understand the importance of punctuation, especially in this point. So you add 2 points, you added two periods in the original text, it will be added. Yeah, it will be added in the target text, which is a big mistake. So let's move to the sentence that's mentioned and or colored in orange, those who are characterized by it. So let's move to the Arabic. يستطيع من يتصف به, which is I can see from my experience, it's a too literal translation, but it can be accepted. And if I'm going to check this and giving marks on this, I'll consider it a correct translation. But we have much better styles or registers to use. So this is a correct translation, but it's not a perfect one. Okay, so let's get back here to the next the he one. This he, which is written in red. Who he is, because we do not know what that he. فهو يعرف جيدا. So it turned فهو يعرف. So who is that person? We do not know. So we need to provide another pronoun or to mention the subject itself here. So, and finally, with the orange in the last line, those who are characterized by it, again, it's a correct translation. It's the right one, but it can be much better if you are a human translation. And finally, I promise, here are with the two periods in the end after and again. So because it's mentioned in Arabic, yeah, two periods, it's correct. Good as we have a winner. You can see that the rate or the percentage of committing a mistake in Google, if you talk this text without human intervention, without a human touch, and give it to your student, give it to a client, to a customer, to anyone, it can be acceptable. It can be understandable because the meaning itself is already there. Some grammatical mistakes, some grammatical no-nos, some meaning needs to be much more delivered or better delivered to the customer or to the client. However, it can be acceptable. Yeah, I can pay money to get a text like this. So Google is no longer infamous as it was in the past. So never be afraid of Google, of using Google. However, and I reiterate this, if you put an English text in Google and you try to translate it on Google into Arabic, the result will be much weaker. So we're talking about weak algorithms in translating into Arabic. So because the Arabic content on Google or on the internet in general is pretty weak. Okay, so we're always talking about translating from English, from Arabic into English, but otherwise on the other way around, it's pretty weak. So we need to move forward to develop the algorithms and translating from English or from other languages into English. Okay, so or into Arabic. Sorry. Okay, so this is about translation. What about interpreting? And I told you in the beginning that I'm approved simultaneous interpreter by Interprofy. Interprofy is a worldwide platform for finding simultaneous consecutive interpreting. So you can download the application and it's for free. The whole service is for free, by the way. It's for free, and you can share it with your own students. You can train them on Interprofy, which is very important. So in a normal, in a conventional interpreting classroom, I used to provide my students upfront with videos. I tell them to, you are assigned to prepare yourself for those videos. You can prepare, you can develop some glossaries, some dictionaries in order to focus on subject matter like economics, politics, or other subjects. But nowadays, we're going to move more into using or integrating technology into our classrooms. So depending on Amplify, this is the interface of Amplify, such a wonderful application. Sorry for the bad quality. Yeah, it's a bit blurry here, but this is the interface of Amplify. Here on the right side, you can see this is a chat between you and the system itself. The system tells you that your voice is clear, your voice is unclear. You can raise your voice, you can lower your voice. You can also chat with your own translator or sorry, interpreting partners if you're going to pass the microphone to them, or they can do the vice versa. So this is the right side. And here we have the left side, we have the conference itself. We have the meeting itself, and you can see here the Ban Ki-moon. This is Ban Ki-moon, I believe so. And there is an interpreting service that is being provided here throughout this conference. So if you are teaching interpretation online, I'm not talking about a conventional physical a classroom, talking about online. This is the screen you're going to have if you're using a PC or a desktop. But what about your students? You can see a lot of students using mobile phones instead of PCs. So this is the interface of the mobile application, also Interprefy. So you can see the right side here, we have the same site, your chat with the system itself or your own partners. We have the volume or the sound system, the sound application. Here we go. And at the left side, we have the video itself if you're going to watch the meeting itself while you are giving translation. So this is very important in order to integrate technology into your classroom teaching interpretation, or especially simultaneous interpretation, consecutive interpretation. Using Interprefy, not only about talking about Interprefy, a lot of applications that are like Interprefy. You can, for example, give them a meeting video upfront, but using the application itself will make it much easier for them to be qualified to provide remote interpreting, and especially with the development of other applications like Zoom, Interaxio, like Microsoft Teams, and other applications. So you can move forward with your own material in order to provide people with a much better experience and a realistic experience and remote interpreting. Now we're going to move forward with some artificial intelligence applications. We have some applications that we can use in order to make our process much easier, or a much better process, much productive process. So take care of this, because we're going to roll up our sleeves. It's already happening. So we have some resources that we can use as teachers in our classrooms, whether they are online or physical. These are mainly because we deal with interpretation. We can focus on video, audio, and because I'm a translator or a teacher of translation, we can also refer back to some text applications. So some examples of video applications that mainly focus on artificial intelligence. We have certain names. These are mere examples. So we have dozens of applications like this, but according to my little experience on this, I like these applications. They do not all work here in the Middle East, but we have some. You can use VPN, you can use some alternative applications. So number one is Video.ai, artificial intelligence, and Maverick and Talos. Let's move first to video. Video, which is very important because you can, if you are a teacher of interpretation or a translation, you can easily get some clips. So you can turn some audio clips. You record it yourself talking about teaching a classroom or talking about subject matter. So you can use your own podcast if you have a podcast, if you have a recording on your computer, to get some video and reels with 30 minutes, like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So you can turn your own voice, your own audio files into video files, which is very important in teaching process. If you show up yourself, like we're using our camera right now, if I'm not available to do this, we can turn ourselves into artificial intelligence interfaces in order to showcase how capable we are. I'm not here in office, but I can switch it into an avatar or something. So after that, we can edit these clips with some templates. You can add captions, you can add a lot of features in order to showcase your teaching process. After that, you can upload them into or to YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, or other applications. But um, some of these applications are really expensive. Video is not for free, but you can have a trial of like 30 days to 45 days. And the more you upload videos or reels on video, you can have points, so you can also extend your own free duration. So this is video. You can turn your own audio files into avatars to showcase yourself. You can see yourself as a cartoon or as an avatar if you are not available to teach yourself. Okay, so if you're going to deal with texts, yeah, I'm translating, I'm teaching translation. We have some applications. Quillpot, of course, the famous, the pronoun ChatGPT, and also WordTune. WordTune is the most recent one. But this is the interface of Quillbot. Quillbot, when you see Quillbot, it looks like an Excel file, but it's not. The main idea of Quillbot, which is very, very important, that you can provide it with a sentence of your own creation, or a sentence from anywhere else. So this is a sentence. Look here at the original sentence. There are blue, pink, and purple swirls spinning and twisting like clouds or balloons caught in a whirlwind. Okay, so this is a sentence that's written in English, and you can also have the ability to paraphrase sentences and to guess the sentences that can come before and after that. So only one sentence to be added to the text, you can get a whole message out of it. You can also change some words, like, for example, if you want to change a word like balloons, here the word balloons, you can put your mouse here on balloons. You can click on it, and it can turn into another word, so it gives you much more suggestions. That helps your students with back translation, with a lot of structures, a lot of sentence structures, morphologically, grammatically, and every single aspect of applied linguistics can be taken out of this, especially semiotics. You know, I once had a master's degree in semiotics, and it was back there in 2015. It was like 8 years ago. And I wondered, one day we may have some applications that can show us the meaning of a color, the semiotics of a sentence, a color, a cartoon, a symbol, a signal. So today we have this application that can show you how to do this, how to get the real meaning of a sentence or a word, and also to guess the meaning, or to guess the content that can accompany these sentences. So presentations, because we all work with teaching, we are all teachers, and we all want to provide our classrooms with much proactivity, much innovation. So we have some applications for giving presentations and with showcasing the development that we can have in our teaching classrooms. So number one, we have Quenvio. I tried this more than one time. Slides, AI, and Prezzo. Prezzo is different than Prezi. Okay, so Prezzo is a different one. I didn't try it, but I saw some reviews about it, but it's not working here in the Middle East, unfortunately. So if we're going to focus on the first, yeah, here we go, with the first application, which is QuenView. QuenView is a presentation application that can give you an experience which is pretty different than the presentation that you can have in PowerPoint or Google presentations. You can give the presentation itself a script, like like what I'm doing right now. So I'm reading from the text itself, and I'm talking about the subject matter itself. However, this program or this software can turn a script into a video script, into a talking video. So you can see yourself talking, discussing, teaching a script that is already provided to the application. So you can choose your own avatar. Yeah, here, if you are a man, you can choose this smart man. If you are a pretty woman or a pretty lady, you can choose this one. A veiled woman or an unveiled woman, according to your own preference. You can see yourself turn it into another person, discussing, reading the script. But the only no about this presentation application is that you need to provide it with a full text. So it will never have the ability to guess the meaning or to guess the other sentence, at least right now, but maybe in the future it can be much more developed. So this is the main idea concerning QuenView. QuenView turns your script, turns your own sentences, passages, your own presentation into a video one. So you do not have to be there to give a presentation. So if Nabil asked me to do this, I would use QuenView, but I do not have QuenView. So I can be in another place, and there's an application token to Rowan or to Nabil as well. So we have some packages. I try to suggest some packages to focus on translating or to give translation and interpretation classrooms. So let's move to these packages. If you apply to a job, if you apply to a profession, teaching or giving presentations or whatever you're going to have, but mainly on teaching. So number one, you need to have a good CV, good curriculum vitae in order to give it or to submit it to the company itself or to any other provider. So this application, which is CV Login, it can design your own CV with an artificial intelligence, and you can see how beautiful and how pleasing these presentation or these models are. They can provide you with some examples, but it's not already there with me right now. So you can easily and for free log into CV Login, provide your own information, and you will not waste any more time concerning your choosing colors, choosing templates, serving the internet to the perfect, looking for the perfect model or the templates. It has dozens and hundreds of templates that you can easily choose one of them, and it can choose itself according to your own preferences. Okay, so do not waste your time with the traditional or conventional CV writing templates. This is this is going to be much better right now. So let's move to another application, which is italki. You can listen and speak English all the time in italki, but the only problem with it is that you're not talking with a human being, you're talking to a machine, which a lot of people can be afraid of this because you're going to provide information, sensitive information, confidential information to a machine. A lot of people would say, no, this is a machine that will not be harmful to me anytime, but you can see a lot of these information can be shared online to service providers. They can be sold to other companies. So and a little advice to my sisters and brothers here: do not give or to not share your own personal and sensitive information to any application. But this application is very important. You can listen to a lot of lessons, to a lot of news, to a lot of podcasts. You can also speak with a machine, or you can also assign your friend as an interlocutor, so you can listen and speak English all the time on italki, which is for free, at least according to my experience with it. Okay. Um, when you teach translation, you can use an AI writer application. This is a very good one because you go to write, review, proofread, and give marks based on this application. So you can give the application, share it with your students, and they can translate. You can give them the text in Arabic or in English, and they can translate it to another language. So you can receive the translation from them. You can review, proofread, you can give marks, you can put quizzes, you can put graduation projects on this application in order to give marks. And it's pretty easy to use because it looks like a Microsoft Office application, but it's mainly based on artificial intelligence because it gives you some suggestions concerning the much better structure, grammatical structure of the sentence. And finally, we have an application that's called Socratic. Socratic is a famous application. You can download it from Play Store. It's pretty easy. You can upload your own material, assign tasks, and mark homeworks. It looks like a Moodle or a teaching platform online that you can upload your own assignments, your homework, examinations, tests, and everything. So you can make a profile for every single classroom that you have, for every single students that you have. So if you have dozens here in the university, I have like more than 300 students per class. So we have a lot of profiles that can be shared. So with only one touch, I can rearrange these profiles together. I can give marks to every single student. It's pretty easy and it's pretty fast. So mainly, this is this is the end of my presentation. This is the end of the subject matter that I wanted to discuss here with you. So thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much, Nabil. Thank you so much to everybody to show an interest into attending our webinar. And I wish you get